Okay, we finally get episode show number 56 going of 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars. Can you believe it? A couple of big wins back to back, and it appears that Apple turnovers have decided it at the tail end of the Texans game. Back on September the 21st of 2025, Jaguars beat the Texans 17-10. A final play of that game when the Texans were on offense. Pass was deflected, I believe, by Josh Hines Allen. Kind of missiled up in the air, and A.J. Antonio Johnson made the interception. And the Jaguars with a 17-10 win over the Texans on Sunday, September the 21st. And at that juncture, the Jaguars now 2-1 at that time. Today, as we're recording this on Sunday, September the 28th, and we're traveling on a bit of a vacation right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars 26, the San Francisco 49ers 21. Where I'm at now at my location, the game was played very early in the morning. Woke up early, got some good news. Jags had a 14-3 lead. I saw a great highlight of Trevor Lawrence completing a tremendous pass to Travis Hunter. It was over 20 yards. Saw the highlight of it. Then the game went back and forth a bit. There was a nice return. I guess it was a punt return for a touchdown. Parker Washington on a great return. And the Jaguars were very fortunate. Their defense opportunistic, even though there were a lot of injuries. We understand Trayvon Walker went out in the first half with an injury, did not return. Anton Harrison, the right tackle, got injured. Apparently, the backup Egbois, it's hard for me to pronounce his name, like right tackle in Anton Harrison instead being out. So you got some hurt players. Despite the win, you get some injuries. So there's some good news and some bad news. Trayvon Walker out. We don't know how long he'll be out, but he went out in the first half. And it looks like Trayvon Walker, well, he missed the entire game or the entire second half after the injury, of course. And I believe it may have been perhaps a shoulder injury. We'll check a little bit closer to find out what the injury exactly was. But Trayvon Walker's out and missed the entire second half of the football game. Anton Harrison got hurt, I believe, in the first half as well. And John Gaylor told me that safety, a guy getting some more playing time now since there's been some roster changes. We've seen more playing time by safety Antonio Johnson. He got an interception in actually on the final play in the Texans win where the Jaguars beat the Texans 17-10 back on September the 21st of 2025. Apparently he got hurt today. I haven't heard exactly what the injury is. So the three guys that have been hurt include Trayvon Walker, Anton Harrison, the right tackle, and now a guy that plays a lot of safety. And he's played well the last couple of weeks. We understand Devin Lloyd really had another good game. He's in a contract year, so why not, right? So the Jaguars got 4 Apple turnovers, and this one served up by the San Francisco 49ers. And that's really been the key, I would say, to these last 2 victories. The Jaguars beating the Texans 17-10 back on Sunday, September the 21st of 2025. 4 more turnovers in the victory in San Francisco. The Jacksonville Jaguars 26, the San Francisco 49ers 21. I have to update this on our little screen here, but the Jaguars now are 3-1. It says Jaguars now, and that's my cue to tell you they're now 3-1. This is the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 56. Here in 2025, we will salute former Jaguars player number 56, Jeff Lageman. One of the first free agent signings. He played for the Jets, and then Tom Coughlin and the Jaguars signed him in the very early going of the Jaguars' existence. So we will salute number 56. Number 56, none other than Jeff Lageman, who's an analyst and looks at the film and will let you know what's going on some of the Jaguars broadcast from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jeff Lageman really just a precious local jewel still in the Northeast Florida community. So the Jaguars with a 26-21 win over the San Francisco 49ers. And I didn't realize it until I started kind of keeping up with the game today. The 49ers came into this game 3-0. They're now 3-1. Jaguars with the win, 26-21 over the San Francisco 49ers, are now absolutely 3-1. So it was a couple of big wins back to back. The apple turnovers. Jaguars got 4 apple turnovers against the 49ers. Key apple turnovers in the game, the previous game, in the Jaguars 17-10 win over the Texans. And all of a sudden, the Jaguars, who might not have played the best football, the defense has been there playing pretty well, but now there's some injuries. We'll have to take a look at the stats as well, but we wanted to get this out there to you today because we haven't done a podcast. We've been traveling and we haven't done a podcast in the last few days. This is a happy podcast where the Jaguars have won 2 games in a row now. They are now 3-1. Want to thank our sponsors, Saucer Realty and Capital, for your real estate needs in Northeast Florida. Also by Mad Max and the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. I think I was in Atlanta when I listened to Max's show when traveling. And Max had a great show, played ARS Georgia Rhythm for me. Thank you, Max. And JC, he told me to make sure I told Gaylor he would be on Thursday. And we were traveling again. We were even further off at that time, JC. But, man, JC, check out JC's show every Thursday night. JC live from the pub at LakeUfallahits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. We all know about Florida losing to LSU. It's been over a week now since Florida lost to LSU. They've lost to Miami. I guess the LSU loss was 2 weeks ago. The Miami loss was about a week ago. The Southeastern Conference is kind of topsy-turvy. We've been working on a new BigJReport.com SEC power rankings. Looks like Alabama may be back in the top 5 now. They always play Georgia tough, and they got a big win over the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday. There were really a couple of real key SEC games. I understand Vanderbilt won another game, and I think they're 5-0 overall. Man, Vanderbilt's creeping up. We'll have to really include them pretty high, top 5, top 6, top 7 of the SEC now, although they haven't got probably into the meat of the schedule now. College football, again, going back and taking a look at college football. Ole Miss with a recent win in the SEC. And this was just yesterday on Saturday, September the 27th. Surprised me some. Ole Miss will be in the top 5 now because I believe they're still undefeated. Ole Miss 24, LSU 19 a final. I was looking for the Georgia score. We did have the Georgia score up in SEC football. Georgia 21, Alabama 24. And these two teams have battled and battled. It's not a surprise to see a 3-point game either way, but it was Alabama 24, Georgia 21. These were big ones on Saturday. College football, big ones on Saturday. SEC football, Alabama 24, Georgia 21. Ole Miss 24, LSU 19, a final on Saturday, September the 27th of 2025. Ed White lost their first high school football game, and they lost in a bad way. They had a 17-point lead over Merritt Island at home. Merritt Island came from behind and won by 3 points. I believe they kicked a field goal at the end to win a whopping 52-49 victory over my Ed White Commanders. You can check the latest concerts up at BigJReport.com in the Neighbors 2 section. High school football scores are on the website. We're continuing to add more scores to the website on the homepage at BigJReport.com. But good news on this podcast episode show number 56 here in 2025. The Jaguars have reeled off a couple of wins in a row. So we've actually taken this podcast where we've actually been away and off the podcast for a few days. So we've had to kind of combine 2 podcasts together with the Jaguars 17-10 win over the Texans back on September the 21st of 2025. And on Sunday, September the 25th, the Jaguars in San Francisco. And I keep saying San Francisco, but they actually play, I believe, in Santa Clara is where the stadium is. But they're certainly, right near San Francisco, and they'll always be known, apparently, as the San Francisco 49ers. Jacksonville Jaguars 26, San Francisco 49ers 21. Jaguars now are 3-1. And this has been the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 56. Here in 2025, Alabama and Ole Miss, they appear to be two teams that are going to head back up into the top five or get into the top five. Alabama was up there, about a month ago. They had certainly a tough loss along the way, but now you just keep winning, you're going to move up in the SEC. It's going to be beat this guy, beat that guy. It's hard to beat them all in the SEC. Ole Miss with a huge win over LSU. They'll move into the top five, and Alabama's going to move back into the top five with their 3-point win over Georgia. Georgia's going to stay top five. I just don't know where we're going to line them up at, but we will line them up quickly here because we've been owing you a Big J report, a BigJReport.com SEC Power Rankings, and we will do that soon. Check out the concerts at BigJReport.com. In the Neighbors 2 section. High school football results on the homepage. We got a lot of scores up. We got more we're going to get up at BigJReport.com on our homepage. Weather in Jacksonville, really, really good, but there's a chance of rain emanating today, about a 40% chance of rain. High temperatures around 87 during the afternoon, lows at night around 70. Skies clear to partly cloudy. And again, about a 40% chance of rain. Winds will actually pick up at times. I had the weather report all situated for you, even though I'm traveling. I'm like miles and miles from Jacksonville at the present time. But we take a look at let's take a look at some of the weather information I've got. It is about a 40% chance of rain. The rain chance is up from 30 to 40. Alex Nunnery's got some high school football reports and videos and interviews up on our YouTube channel as well. This is episode show number 56. Again, the Jacksonville Jaguars with a 26-21 win over the 49ers. Ample turnovers decided. And how about this? Eric Armstead, the former 49er, grabs a fumble to help end the game late in the fourth quarter, with about a minute or so to play. There might have been a little bit more time on the clock than that. But the 49ers had the ball. They fumble it. Their fourth Apple turnover of the game, and Eric Armstead, a former 49er, hops on what turned out to be the winning fumble, and the Jacksonville Jaguars 26, the San Francisco 49ers 21. A final Apple turnovers decided. The Jacksonville Jaguars get 4 Apple turnovers and a win on the road, in this one in San Francisco. Weather back in Jacksonville, clear to mostly sunny during the day. Clear to mostly sunny, but skies will become partly cloudy over the next 24 hours as well. 73 was our low this morning in Jacksonville. Overall, 87 for the high, low near 70. Chance of rain with clear skies becoming partly cloudy. Rain chance about 40% in North Florida. Winds picking up at times today out of the northeast at as much as 5 to as much as 20 miles per hour. Jacksonville Jaguars win the game. I want to congratulate the Jaguars. Want to thank our sponsors, Saucer Realty and Capital, the MadMaxMix.weebly.com, and JC Live from the pub on Thursday nights at LakeUFallHits.com. Thank all of you guys very much. I chatted, I'm halfway across the world right now, and I chatted with John Gaylor during the game, and man, it got tense. I mean, it kept looking like, well, the Jags got this lead in the game 14-3. It looked like the 49ers were pushing back into the game. What was it? 14-10, I believe. And then the Jags got up, I believe, 26-14. 49ers battled back to make a game of it. And I mean, heck, it got down to 26-21. 49ers had the ball, but then the 49ers cough up the football. Eric Armstead jumps on the football, pounces on it, big winning fumble. And I mean, the key to the game, the win over the 49ers, the 4 turnovers, the the Jaguars defense created over the 49ers. Jacksonville Jaguars 26, San Francisco 49ers 21. The Jacksonville Jaguars now are 3-1 on the 2025 season. The Colts are off to a good start. The Jaguars are off to a good start. We'll be coming back with another podcast very, very soon. This has been episode show number 56 of the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Thank you for watching. Hey, thank you for listening as well.